least the visibility looks good. At least the visibility looks good. What was the viz like yesterday?
It was actually, I got to 35 metres and it was still 5-6 metre viz.
Cool, can't wait.
I seen something very strange though.
What did you
There's
see?
a piece of wreckage with a hole in the middle and an octopus had been eating all the scallop shells. They were like a ramp up to the piece of metal, and then inside was 3 live scallops. He'd been storing them inside.
Yeah, Miss found one. They take them back and then they wait, leaving it. I tell you what, they're so brainy,
They're
eh?
really clever.
You can't take that away from them.
Most things would catch something and then eat it straight away.
Because they're scared.
Yeah, because they're scared of something.
Maybe a
else,
squirrel. Squirrel will hide it.
Yeah, in its mouth.
We got squirrels in Guernsey now.
Apparently so. One squirrel.
One squirrel that was
kill it because it's got rabies.
Yeah. It managed to come over in a car. Someone bought a car over and a squirrel was in it. We don't have squirrels in Guernsey. We don't have moles or toads or anything like that. We're a bit sheltered over here.
About 210 degrees. Hold on. No.
No, we're not.
Magnetic deviation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we put our phones on that little shelf.
Well, on either side it equals it out, eh?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Hold on, let's just...
It's a known fact. Well, yes, that's
Yeah,
at
look
least. It is. It's actually correcting itself a little. I'd say it's about 90 degrees out myself.
So you can't put just one phone?
No, you got to put 2. Welcome back below the waves. I'm JP Fallais and you're joining us on a dive. This dive is pretty much straight outside the harbour mouth, maybe 250 metres out. First thing we see, which is quite normal, is a sea star. Not a starfish, a sea star. Been told they're sea stars from now on. Another good sign is we're straight into the scallops. So the seabed here is very, very thin sand. And when I say thin sand, I mean in the depth wise. There's a clay bottom here. Stupid old me thought, you know, you go out, go under the sea, there's just all sand right down to the bedrock. But there isn't. Certain areas, different types of seabed. Here, the sand that's on the surface is only 5 or 10 millimetre thick. So as soon as you put your fingers down, it's straight into clay. It's our first fish. It's a red mullet. It looks like it's got some sort of woodlouse on its head. It's not really a woodlouse, it's some sort of parasitic isopod. I think this one's called Anilacroa frontalialis or something like that. No good with my Latin names. Let's just call it a woodlouse. Love the collars on these fish. They're actually a goat fish and they've got 2 small barbels underneath their chin that they use to feed with. They don't really use their eyes for feeding, they use these little barbels. You can't see his though. I think it could be a striped red mullet. On the front dorsal fin you normally see stripes. done okay scallop wise at the moment. There seem to be loads around. There's also loads of these around. There's small cuttlefish, probably only about 4 inches long. All the scallops around here seem to be a decent size as well. Quite hard to see because they're buried in this like clayey sand, and the spiders are just starting to come in as well. My scalloping technique is just go zigzag left and right, left and right. I think Matt's is just swim flat out as fast as you can and grab as many as you can in a straight line. And I know how Matt dives, and I'm a bit worried because it's just me and Matt diving that I'm probably going to be left behind. Before we get in the water, Richard always tells us the depth and he tells us what to do. So he's told us to keep swimming north. Don't want to be going south because that's down back towards the harbour. You can see the scallops are really hard to see in this sand. The visibility is not too bad. Still a bit dusty in the water, but I'm quite happy with this visibility, to be honest. All of my die-hard subscribers know I tend to look at my computer between 6 and 7 minutes and check my air. Well, I know that's not right because it still says I've got a full tank. Let's give it a tap. There we go, that's better. For some reason, if I open my tank too quickly, it sticks. It doesn't do it every time. It's probably only done it maybe once or twice in the last 6 months, but I think I might have to invest in a new one soon. Or maybe just get this one serviced again. The scallops sometimes give away where they are, where they're hiding, because you see a little puff of sand come out, like that one just did. They make it too easy for me. I mean, this doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get them like that, where they'll only pop if you put your hand up close to their face. This is how we like it. Every couple of meters picking another scallop up. That's the way you fill your bag up pretty quick. Richard's already told us that he'd like a few today because his stores are pretty much empty now. Some absolute clonkers around here. That one's huge. Notice I pick up a lot of, well, what some people consider rubbish on the seabed, bits of pottery and stuff. There is actually a good chance you'll find something nice and old out here. We have had shipping in and out of the Channel Islands for thousands of years, so you always think that thing that you're going to pick up is probably just a load of rubbish that someone's chucked off a boat, but it could actually turn out to be quite cool. Looks like I've got a decent bag here so far. For instance, this bit of blue glass, it's not actually blue, it's free blown glass, quite old, high iron stuff. It's probably the bottom of a, I don't know, maybe an onion bottle or a mallet bottle or something like that. When the glass is nice and thick like that on the push up or on the bottom, it tends to look a bit blue. That one, I'm not quite sure if that is a scallop or not. Looks like it's full, but we'll soon find out when we get back to the boat. There's loads of other stuff as well. Look, these are necks. I don't know the date of these ones. You can actually find bits of paperwork, bits of research that show you the different neck types. Guessing that one's probably late 1700s, early 1800s. It's another stone anchor. I really haven't got the time to be messing around with that today, so I'll leave it here. Another big push up of a glass bottle. That is a glass fishing weight from years ago. They used to tie bits of rope around. That was obviously broken because it's been smashed because it's on the seabed. Sorry, not a fishing weight. What am I talking about? The glass bobbers, or we call them buffs. So they're the floats that go on the outside of the crab pots that float on the surface. For some reason, as soon as I pack up my camera, I see something that's really cool. This doesn't probably look that cool to you, to be honest, but it's a 7-armed starfish, and this is one of the first ones I've seen. I can't believe how quick it's moving. It's actually playing a little bit of a trick on my eyes because it's elevated off of the sand. Almost looks like it's been photoshopped in. Let's have a quick look underneath at the legs. I really can't believe how quick these things move. I grew up thinking that starfish were very slow movers, but these definitely aren't. Again, I turned the camera off, packed all my lights away, and then I seen this Starry Smooth hound. So I absolutely love these sharks. These are probably my favourite. These and taupes, actually. It's kind of fine between both of them, but these are amazing when you look at the stars across its back. And they actually move like a proper shark, how you'd expect a shark to move. I don't want to hassle it too much, plus it's led me to a scallop. Problem is, it's led me back over ground I've already looked at. I think I've probably done round about 50 there. The bag can handle about 140 in total, but that's when they're really jammed in there. Not bad for a 22-minute dive, and plus I was messing around filming stuff as well. 90 bar left. It's a shame it's a 15 litre, so I'm probably going to have to waste all of that. That is a lot of decent sized ones, eh? Not bad, eh? You've been near the wreck? Look how dirty they are. I can't say. Can't say. Top secret. Even I done alright, look at that. Fill my box up. All of that. 48. Just need the gauge on that one. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Just come back into the harbour, get out the rough water, and Richard can go off and shock his scallops. We can change our tanks. We can take our old tanks to the car, so it's only a one journey on the way up. Visibility is really, really good. I'm happy with that. I can go back out and do one more tank. Back down again, at 23-24 metres, roughly the same place. Well, I'm kind of going in a little bit further north to where I come out. Drop down right on the edge of a sandbank here, so this is falling away from me. The direction I'm looking now is heading down, getting deeper, and it's a good sign. First one down already. Let's turn the lights on. Always feels better when the lights are on. Issue is we've still got this dust. Looks like some sort of concrete trough here. Let's go and have a little look. Not quite sure what that thing is. I'm now on a fresh 12 litre tank, and I look slightly earlier this time. Only 4.5 minutes. Getting sloppy. It's normally between 5 and 6 minutes. These scallops are nice and easy when you get to them face on, especially when they're open like that. It's a bit harder when you come from behind the scallop, like this. Quite well camouflaged. What is this? Looks like a gear stick off a car or something. Nah, probably a drive shaft. Let's carry on. Plenty of weird shaped objects around here. Looks like a Coca-Cola bottle. I've been told some of them are worth a bit of money if they're a certain shape. Remember, we still got to be carrying on going north. I just love being at the bottom of the sea. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'd probably go for more walks up on the surface if I wasn't going to meet anyone. It's just me on my own. And that's not because I'm antisocial, because I'm definitely not antisocial. I'll chat to anyone at any time. But I don't know, there's just something nice about being on your own on the seabed. I'm not even sure if it's actually being on your own. It's just knowing that no one can contact you. I'm really enjoying this scalloping today. I was getting a little bit bored of it when you do it all the time. You know, I feel like doing a shipwreck or maybe a reef dive or something else, but I'm actually really enjoying it. Got 18 minutes left on the bottom. 21 metres is a great depth really for scalloping. 21 to 25, perfect. Got loads of time. It's a bit of messware. No, just plain plate. Here's a nice big mass crab. Not the real sort of sandy you'd find these on. A bit coarse. Some of these lumps are probably cannibals. The one furthest away certainly looked like a cannibal. But again, I'm not in no rush to get any cannibals today. Basically, destroy your dive if you find a big cannibal. Time you've messed around with it, rolled it into the bag and then sent it to the surface. And that's even if you can get it to the surface. Somewhere mid-water, Matt LeMate's still got 2 balls floating. Looks like another black glass bottle. Well, the neck anyway. One thing I've noticed is the spider crabs are starting to come in now. No massive ones, but there's plenty of them. Some of them are still buried. Oh, getting a bit carried away. That one's definitely not big enough. There's a shanker, or brown edible crab, buried in the sand. You've probably noticed we're on an old oyster bed by the looks of it. This ground is very, very rough, but it's lucrative. There's loads of scallops hidden in between it all. It just takes slightly longer to find them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my camera off and then quick gather a load and see how we get on. Got quite a bag full already. Probably 40 in there. There we go. Another quick 15, I reckon. Just seen a humongous cuttlefish as well. Loads of them hidden in this part. Look at the size of that one. It's about a foot long. Right, we're down to 1 minute. It's about time we went up. I think I might have even evened the previous score there. I'm happy with that. That was a really, really good dive. It's amazing that you can have a good dive and not really see anything. Just that feeling. Just got that feeling on that dive. It was nice. It sounds like my taxi's right above us.
Oh, let's change my tank. I need to go back down. That was good. That was amazing. I've never been there. It's really rough ground.
Yeah.
Really rough. Like loads of scallops. Oh, I'm happy with that for me.
What's it like catching more than 2 dozen?
It's lovely. Feels good. Feels like I'm doing my bit for the boat. Oh. That was really good, that.
Can we go home?
Ready to go home? Yeah.
Cafe time?
Cafe time, that's for sure. So money I had 49. We'll hang them off the side of this pontoon until we come back for a coffee, and Richard's going to shock them and go and sell them. That's how fresh they are.